Welcome to Defense Career Academy YouTube channel. I am Ashok Babare and this is first chapter of 10th class Maharashtra State Board. The chapter name is Historiography and Development in the West. In this chapter we are going to study the topic Annales School. Before studying this topic, we know that we have studied about Voltaire, we have studied about Leopold von Ranke, we have studied about Karl Marx. What was the opinion of Voltaire about the historiography? According to Voltaire, not only objective truth and chronology is important, but it is important to write about the local people, it is important about the agriculture, it is important about the common people, their culture, everything. And same ideology, same thinking, same opinion is put forth by the Annales School. In the very beginning of 20th century, at the onset of 20th century, a new school of historiography arose in France and it is known as Annales School. School means what? I have explained this before. What is school? Annales School. School means it is a faculty. It is a branch of knowledge which is started by the French historian. This Annales School was started by a French historian and it was about the historiography. It was about the history writing. It was about the study of history. It was writing research in history. So let us see what is Annales School. These 3 points are important for this topic. First point, this Annales School gave new direction to history writing. What new direction was given by Annales School to history writing? Let us see. It was recognized that, means according to Annales School, it was recognized that history is not about the political events. History is not about kings, great leaders and accordingly their politics and their diplomacies. Or history is not about wars. Means when we think about history, what picture comes to our mind? First of all, we think that history is about a particular king or queen. History is about their dynasty. History is about their wars they fought. History is about the bravery of that particular king. What type of policies they adopted, what type of decisions they have taken, how they diplomatically behaved with the other kingdoms. This is history to us. But according to this new school, according to this Annales School, history is not about wars, history is not about king, history is not about queen, history is not about the great leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, like Lenin or like Napoleon or many more such famous personalities in the history. Instead of this, history is about technology. History is about climate. History is about agriculture. History is about local people. History is about trade. History is about means of communication, social divisions and their collective psychology. These 2 points are most important in this topic. First, history is not about the political events. History is not about the kings and queens. History is not about the wars. History is not about the political decisions taken by the kings. History is not about the great leaders. History is not about their diplomacy. Diplomacy means what? Handling the international situation or taking diplomatic judicious decisions by a particular king or queen or a particular great leader. History is not about wars also. Then instead of this, history is about common things also. History is about common people. History is about agriculture, how man started to cultivate the crops, how agriculture developed. This is also history. How man traveled from one place to another place, how he came to know what type of fruits, what type of seeds are grown in a particular area, particular region, in what season they are growing. This was observed by early man. And then after how seeds which are lying on the ground they sprout, how new seeds are there produced by the plants. These things man has known through observations, and through this observation he began to sow the seeds, and gradually he began to cultivate the crops over a long period. This is also history of agriculture, and agriculture must be included in the research, in the history writing. Then how trade developed in the world. As man became agriculturist, then automatically there was excessive production of food crops or agricultural productions. Then he began to sell it or exchange it with the other people. We know about barter system, how he exchanged food grains to other people. Then gradually the trade developed. Goods were transported from one place to another place. They were sold and purchased. In this way the trade developed. How there was development of trade, and how nowadays trade is in the world. This is the history of trade. Then means of communication. We know that in ancient period how people communicated with each other by various means. For example, by sending pigeons. Then there were some special people who worked as the messenger. Then there was, we know that the British have started postal system. Then gradually they some scientists invented the telephone. How telephone became important for communication. Then after there was gradual change, gradual development, and nowadays we have cell phones in our hand. Modern means of communication like internet, like mobiles, through various means we communicate with each other. Isn't it? This is the history of communication. In this way, all these histories should be included in historiography. Social division also, how society was divided into class. This we have studied in the topic Karl Marx. Society was divided on the basis of distribution of means of production. Society was divided. How this is division of society into class. This also should be included in historiography. Then because of this division of classes, what is their psychology? What is the psychology of upper class people? What is the psychology of lower class people? And what type of relations they have with each other? This also should be included in history. This also should be included in historiography. This was the opinion of Karl Marx. So Annales school also put forth the same idea, which was developed in France by a French historian in 20th century. So these two points are most important for this topic, and this topic may be for 2 marks, a short note. Okay friends, thank you. If you like this, then please forward this, subscribe this channel. Thank you.